Don Lemon is being sued for alleged assault, and I'm just gonna come out and say it is sexual in nature. Now, it's dancing on the line of whether I would actually call it sexual assault. Let me just give you the details, so plug your children's ears, because we're about to get pretty adult in this story. According to the lawsuit, a guy was at a bar when Don Lemon reached his hands down his pants and then pulled his hand out, shoved it into the guy's nose, and asked him, essentially, about his orientation. To which the guy got humiliated, and then, according to the suit, the guy says that people kept mocking him later over what Don Lemon, they were mocking him later over what Don Lemon had done, and now he's filing a suit. I'm not saying Don Lemon did it. I think we need evidence, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and we don't have anything yet other than an accusation. However, I always find these stories interesting because I have to question Don Lemon's principles. Is Don Lemon someone who's willing to give the benefit of the doubt? He doesn't seem to be. I'm not going to drudge up the past stories he's done, where he's been criticized recently for not supporting due process for others, but I'll point that out. My main takeaway here is, let's read the story and see what happened. And then I've got another update on another high-profile story, double standards, I might say. They're claiming it's a lie, it's fake news. But let's read this and we'll figure it out for ourselves. We'll form our own opinions, huh? Now, before we get started, make sure you head over to timcast.com/donate if you'd like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address, and let me stress, yes, this is one of those stories that YouTube is absolutely going to punish. Heaven forbid I talk about something affecting a national news anchor on one of the top news cable TV channels. But of course, this is breaking news. It's in the press. YouTube doesn't want me talking about it. Yeah, so if you think I should be talking about it, you share this video, and I would greatly appreciate it. Let's read. He's soured on Lemon. Haha, very funny. A former Hamptons bartender says in a new lawsuit that Don Lemon assaulted him after the CNN host disgustingly fondled himself at a local watering hole. Dustin Heiss says in his Suffolk County Supreme Court suit that he was slinging drinks in July 2018 for the Old Stove pub in Sagaponack when he and his co-workers decided to go out for drinks after work one night. The group headed to Murph's Backstreet Tavern in Sag Harbor, where Heiss told the Post, "I see out of the corner of my eye, it's Don Lemon there too. I had 2 beers, maybe 3 at most," Heiss recalled. "I said, 'Hey Don, let me buy you a drink.' I turned to Nick the bartender and say, 'Hey Nick, let me get 2 vodka lemon drops,' and put 2 fingers in the air. Don was sitting with 2 or 3 other people, and he looks at me and goes, 'I'm just trying to have a good time, man.' I said, 'Oh, okay, sorry,' and that was it. I absolutely wasn't hitting on him whatsoever," Heiss said of Lemon, 53, who is gay and married. I'm a heterosexual male. That's Heiss saying. As alleged in his complaint, Heiss, 38, told the Post. About 5 or 10 minutes later, Don gets up. Okay, it's about to get pretty gross, so I'm warning you now. I know some people say that they have my segments are on while they're driving the kids and stuff. Let this be the warning. It's about to get adult. So about 5 or 10 minutes later, Don gets up, walks around the bar, comes right up to me, puts his hands down his board shorts, rubs himself aggressively, his penis and whatever else down there, then shoved his index and middle fingers in plaintiff's mustache and under his nose, according to the lawsuit, which was filed over the weekend. And he goes, "Do you like," I'm gonna clean up the language a little bit. He says, "Do you like female parts or male parts?" And he kept saying P or D, he said 3 or 4 times. I'm like, whoa, man, what the hell, Heiss claimed. The accuser said he was so traumatized that he fled the bar and came back a couple minutes later to find Lemon gone. I had to go into work the next day, and by then people all across town knew it, Heiss told the Post. It spread like wildfire. And I had people coming in that week and ordering lemon drops and being like, "Give me 2, infuriating and humiliating him, he said. Heiss says in his suit that he suffered severe emotional stress and loss of future earnings and opportunities and is suing for unspecified damages. CNN responded in a statement. The plaintiff in this lawsuit has previously displayed a pattern of contempt for CNN on his social media accounts. This claim follows his unsuccessful threats and demands for an exorbitant amount of money from Don Lemon. Don categorically denies these claims, and this matter does not merit any further comment at this time." So let me stop here, make a point. Possible the dude's lying. If he was going on social media and ragging on CNN, then maybe he doesn't like Don Lemon. However, It's also possible that he was ragging on CNN because Don Lemon jammed his fingers in his face and started asking him lewd questions. It's also possible this guy now really doesn't like CNN because he was having what he thought was an innocent exchange, and a creepy dude walked up to him, rubbed his junk, and then jammed his fingers in his face. So that makes sense too. Well, Don Lemon denies it, and I'm going to say it, hey man, you need evidence. Otherwise, I don't move from here. By all means, make the claim. I'm not going to move on this at all unless you can prove it, unless there's some witnesses. Hey, there were people there, right? There were a lot of people. Your friends, I thought your friends were with you. Let's bring your friends out. Let's see what they have to say. And if you can prove it, I'm all ears. I absolutely think if he's making the accusation, then we should listen. But without evidence, I'm not going to throw Don Lemon under the bus. And you guys know I really, really don't like Don Lemon. I think he is one of the worst people on TV. He got like a fake award for being like the worst journalist on TV. He's entertained the idea of a black hole swallowing a missing airplane. Yeah, Don Lemon, I am the last person to want to defend this guy. But you know what? What do they say? Pixar didn't happen. Okay, if you can't prove it, I will criticize Don Lemon for being an idiot all day and night, for sure. But I'm not going to, play any of these games about potential assault unless you can really prove it. Let's read. They say, a source close to Lemon said Heiss's camp contacted Lemon's lawyer and demanded $1.5 million in exchange for not filing the suit, the source said. Lemon refused the demand because he did nothing wrong, the source said. A Heiss source said there were talks about a financial settlement and that Lemon's side offered 6 figures, but in the end, the potential deal never materialized. CNN didn't comment on the 6-figure claim. So I'll give you my honest opinion, right? I gotta say, they offered him 6 figures. I kind of lean towards Don Lemon probably did something. But I also lean towards, dude, if they offered you 6 figures, you should have taken it. I mean, come on, let's be real. Don Lemon, if it's true, you're saying he walked up and shoved his fingers in your face, he deserved a good, bop on the face for doing that. Defend yourself if someone's going to jam their hands in your face, especially after something like that. Somebody wants to sexually assault you. I mean, I'm going to say that's what it was, rubbing your junk and then shoving it in someone's face. Hey, man, you have a right to defend yourself. Shove them back. Don Lemon deserves a good, I don't want to advocate for any kind of even retaliatory violence. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, if someone did it to me, defend yourself. In this instance, Lemon deserved to get pushed back for attacking this guy. $1.5 million, however, I'm not seeing that. So I kind of feel like if this dude's reaching for $1.5 million, I'm less inclined to trust him. Look, if somebody offered 6 figures, let me make one point very, very clear. I have been involved in lawsuits dealing with businesses and unfair practices. You don't win money like this. Okay, if somebody, a lot of people seem to think that lawsuits are worth, gold. You trip in a Walmart and you get a 6-figure settlement. You don't. They pay you a couple $100 and cover your medical bills and you're on your way. And it sucks. It's a waste of everyone's time. It's really hard to get money in the 6-figure category. So for whatever reason, it didn't materialize. Let's read on. As for social media attacks on CNN, Heiss said, I have never, ever ranted about anyone, especially a news station. I am a private religious man. Heiss's suit claims Lemon, an Emmy Award-winning news anchor, who among other things purports to be a staunch advocate for the Me Too movement, but when the cameras are turned off, Lemon's actions are in stark and disturbing contrast to the public persona he attempts to portray. Heiss's lawyer, Andrew Miltenberg, said, just because my client is a straight man doesn't make this assault any more acceptable than if you were a woman. This lawsuit is sending a message loud and clear. If you are in a position of power, you cannot get away with sexual assault, no matter what the circumstances are. I have another story, but I do want to make one point. I really, people lying about this, it really is rare. Let's be real, man. I lean towards, if he's filing a suit at all, and CNN's offering a settlement, I lean towards Don Lemon probably did something. But I'll say this. I will stress. I am not going to move beyond an accusation was made, interesting, until you can provide evidence. You got somebody at the bar who's a witness, who was like a third party, bring them out, let's hear it. Because here's the other story. A model said Katy Perry sexually assaulted him at a party in 2012, but her friends say it's untrue. Excellent work, BuzzFeed, because friends, those are excellent third-party witnesses, right? I think this is BS from BuzzFeed. To be on the side of the political debate they are, to push the kind of stories they do about Me Too, Brett Kavanaugh, etc., and then to come out with a defense piece, but her friends say it's untrue. We don't need that framing. That's totally irrelevant. An accusation was made against Katy Perry. Guess what? She has a history of doing this. She was accused once of grabbing Shawn Mendes's butt, and she kissed a guy without his consent on TV, and they thought it was a joke. So here's the game the media loves playing. Did Don Lemon do anything? Let's be real. I don't know. A guy made an accusation. Prove it. I'm not gonna be critical of Don Lemon until you can prove it. It's even possible they offered a settlement just because sometimes it's easier to settle than deal with the courts and to deal with the press. So it doesn't even mean that Don Lemon actually did anything wrong. And if you can't prove it, I'm sorry. You know, I definitely lean towards, if someone makes the claim, I doubt they're liars. I lean more towards, people who come out and make these claims typically are telling the truth. Typically. There absolutely are a lot of false accusers. Here's a story about a guy who claims she yanked his pants down. That doesn't sound out of the ordinary. It sounds like a thing that would happen. It sounds like something Katy Perry might do. I mean, I watched her on TV kiss a kid on the lips, I shouldn't say kid, but a young man who said to her he does not consent. He said to her he was saving his kiss for a relationship. That is a clear indicator that he does not consent. BuzzFeed creates the story, but her friends say it's untrue. Oh, thank you, BuzzFeed, for including it in the title, because that's not relevant at all. I don't care what her friends say. Of course, her friends are going to say it's not true. And more importantly, and I'll make this point for this guy, Dustin Heiss, he claims he was at the bar with his friends. Even if his friends came out and said, yep, we saw Don Lemon do it, I'd be like, not good enough for me, sorry. I want to hear from the bartender. I want to see from the security cameras. I want real proof, all right? Now, that's true for the thing about Katy Perry, but I will stress, Katy Perry has displayed this kind of behavior in the past. I lean towards believing the guy, and I also think it's just, regardless, I will also stress, I'm not going to throw Katy Perry under the bus either. Let's see some evidence. That's my position. Claims require evidence, period. Katy Perry is innocent until proven guilty. BuzzFeed, you're playing a double standard here. You want to run a story, but her friends are denying it. Thank you. That's completely irrelevant. And what's really gross is they actually include this paragraph where one of her friends is claiming the guy was obsessed with her, and it's like, oh, here we go. BuzzFeed, which side are you on? Pick one. Are you going to believe the victims, or are you going to believe the famous celebrities? I don't see BuzzFeed coming to the defense of Harvey Weinstein saying things like, Harvey Weinstein's friends say he's a great man. No, but you will for Katy Perry. I get it. No principles. Look, as far as I'm concerned, Lemon and Perry are innocent until proven otherwise. And if they can't provide any evidence their claims are true, I'm over it. But why the double standard, right? Well, we get it. Principles are held by few and are seen far between. I'll put it that way. Anyway, stick around. Next segment will be coming up at 4 p.m. on my main channel, youtube.com/timcast. It is a different channel, and I will see you there.